What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode review for Made in Abyss Season 2. This is episode 6, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
So picking up after the last episode, Rico is being given an option of what she has to give up to free both Nanachi and Nidhi. Whether she has to give up both her eyes, both her legs, or half her internal organs. And obviously, she speculates. She knows that she's going to need most of them. So eventually, she reluctantly accepts. But before she can really say what she's about to give up, I think it was both Majikaja, Ma, and Nanachi, stop her from doing so.
I think it was just Majikaja because Nanachi basically tells Riko she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And then Majikaja says that she should not, she shouldn't do that because something like the price is too high, or he would want more than just that. So yeah, at the moment there isn't much she can do to try to free Nanachi, unless I think I don't know if it was Majikaja that mentions this, but unless she gets something from Thaputa, which would be something very valuable or something, and that would be what she could, I guess, potentially trade for Nanachi's freedom.
Possibly, but as she's trying to figure a way, other ways to rescue Nanachi, a giant monster enters the village and begins attacking all the other hollows, and Vico explains that it's. I guess it's part of a hunting ritual called the luring, because she mentions that the villagers cannot leave the village to go out and hunt. Instead, they have to lure the monsters inside the village in order to kill it and get the remains. However, with this monster being enormous as it is, they're not having as much as great a luck as they should be. So much of this episode is just is this the entire village just trying to kill this thing.
Yeah, including one of the sages that tries to come out and kill it and tries to use a giant sword against it, but apparently the sword can't be used to its full potential in the town because it could potentially just destroy everything and it's around it. So
yeah, it's just a giant slime monster with some kind of core in the center, which of course none of the villagers can reach. So as the battle is going on, Riko goes back. I guess what was it, to the hollow that's that was working on the white whistle, and apparently it's carved into a more how do I say this?
It's basically a very, I guess you'd say, a very powerful whistle that that Prishka gets turned into, and also now we have Vueko translating things for Riko because she I guess understands the language.
Yeah, and so once they retrieve the white whistle, Riko goes back to the village and tries to help out the villagers in trying to stop the monster. So she comes up with the plan, and she lays a trap to pretty much incapacitate the monster a bit temporarily. Of course, later on we find that the monster continues to attack the villagers. So pretty much as a last resort, Riko decides to use the white whistle, which ends up summoning Reg and pretty much just powers him up to a level where he can just literally beat the monster in about 1 or 2 blows.
Yeah, apparently the whistle. Yeah, because of the whistle, Reg shows up almost immediately. And like you mentioned, it seems really it's almost like he's buffed or something. He's able to take it down pretty easily.
Yeah, it's just the way the fight ended is kind of anticlimactic of sorts because Reg, like I said, he takes it down for about a couple blows, and then he apparently tries to go for one more blow, but then the monster just ends up dying anyway. So yeah, it's just the battle just ends just like that. So with the entire village celebrating, they go up and trying to, I guess they're trying to collect its remains. And what was it? I think it was trying to remember his name. I think it was Wakizan.
Yeah.
Goes up to Rico and suggests that. I think you did mention this a little bit ago. So Wakizan is the one who recommends that she go to Faputa and obtain some kind of piece to trade for Nanachi's freedom.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, like Faputa doesn't seem like she's gonna be too fond of Rico because of her, of being an acquaintance to Reg. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is gonna go well.
Faputa, if you remember too, like she doesn't want to have anything to do with the village, and she doesn't really have the best relationship with them, as we'll come to find out. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a little bit difficult. But yeah, basically, Reg decides he should go back to Faputa and try to, and try to, maybe talk to her or something. But I don't know. It might, with Reg, it might work. But I feel like if Rico went with him, it would probably be more difficult. So I feel like, one, of course, it's not just because I know what happens, but I feel like it'd probably be the best idea, at least for Reg or Rico, to maybe stay behind in the village and to not go with Reg. But yeah, of course, and it's also funny too because after Reg just left, now he's gonna go right back to her and ask for her for something. So yeah, I guess we'll see how that plays out. But this episode was okay, but it's just it was. I don't know if I'd say it feels like filler, but it is a little bit like there's not really too much plot progression or anything. It's just I guess just kind of showing a little bit more about how this village. Some of its customs or whatever. And
I think there's one more thing like we forgot to mention. It's by the end of the episode, everyone gathers together back at the end, and Veiko decides to tell them the whole story. And that she's actually one of the original 3 sages who founded the village, and then she agrees to tell Rico and Reg the full story of what happened to her in the past. So I'm guessing the next episode is going to focus on that. After we haven't seen the origin story for a little while now.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that we were going to be seeing more flashbacks throughout these episodes, but I guess they were kind of saving the rest of it until this point. So yeah, I guess now we're really going to most likely we will see the entirety of the rest of this flashback, which is pretty important and of course factors into the origins of the village as well as Faputa herself. So yeah, that'll probably be like what pretty much probably all of the rest of the next episode will be. But yeah, like I said, I thought it was a decent episode. I think the next one will probably be a little bit more interesting because we'll get to know what happened with Waco and all the other sages as well as Faputa. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about it. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
No, I mean it was a decent episode. Like, there was a decent amount of action, but just the overall fight ended, in an anticlimactic way. To be honest, just the way how easily Greg was able to beat that thing. Yeah.
And we should also mention too that it seems like Rico had traded some of her hair to I don't know exactly to help to maybe help to transform Majikaja into some kind of I don't even know what the hell he turned into. He turned into some kind of almost like a vehicle or something that she could ride. But I guess that's how that works. So she traded some of her hair for that. Basically just to help to bait this creature and to lure it out. But yeah, guys, I guess that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.